You are falling into Neptune right now, and it will rain diamonds on you before the end. Not a metaphor, actual diamonds forming in the air around you as you fall. And here is the part that should unsettle you. You will never hit the ground, because there isn't one. There is a planet at the edge of the solar system that most people forget entirely. It sits so far out that sunlight takes more than 4 hours to reach it. No probe has ever entered its atmosphere. The one machine that visited spent less than a day near its clouds, then vanished into the dark forever. It holds the fastest winds ever recorded anywhere in the solar system, winds that break the speed of sound, and a scream from its cloud tops would take over 4 hours to reach another living soul. We have seen it up close exactly once. In 1989, a single spacecraft flew past, grabbed a few hours of data, and was flung onward into deep space, never to return. This is Neptune, and nothing about it wants you there. So let's do the impossible thing. Let's drop you into it and follow you all the way down. Because what happens on the way is stranger than anything the surface of any planet could do to you. You start at the cloud tops, and the first thing that tries to kill you is the wind. On Earth, the strongest hurricane tops out around 200 miles an hour. Here, the wind moves at over 1,200, faster than a fighter jet, faster than sound itself. You are not falling through weather. You are falling through a wall of air moving faster than a bullet, and it takes you with it sideways as you drop. There is no shelter from it, no eye of the storm to fall into. The entire planet is the storm, and it has been blowing at these speeds for as long as we have been able to look. And immediately there's a mystery, because this shouldn't be possible. Wind is driven by heat, and heat out here should be almost non-existent. Neptune gets about 1,000th of the sunlight Earth does. It should be a frozen, dead, still world. Instead, it's the most violent atmosphere in the solar system. So where is the energy coming from? Here's the first answer that only leads to a deeper question. Neptune radiates more than twice as much heat as it receives from the sun. It is glowing with its own warmth from some source deep inside it. That internal heat is what drives the winds. The planet is powered from within, not from above. But we do not fully know why. A planet this old should have cooled down billions of years ago. Neptune didn't, and nobody is completely sure what's still keeping it hot. Some scientists think it's leftover heat from the planet's violent formation, still trapped inside after billions of years. Others think something is still actively generating it. Both answers are unsettling in their own way, and neither is proven. So the wind trying to kill you is powered by a furnace we don't understand, buried somewhere beneath you. Keep falling. As you drop deeper, the air stops feeling like air. The pressure climbs with every kilometer. Soon it's crushing in on you from every side, thickening the atmosphere into something more like a hot, dense fluid than a sky. The temperature is rising too. What was unimaginably cold at the top is now hotter than molten rock the deeper you go. And somewhere in this crushing, superheated haze, the strangest thing in the whole descent begins to happen. Above you, below you, all around you. It starts to rain diamonds. Here is why, and it is genuinely one of the most beautiful pieces of physics in the solar system. Neptune's atmosphere is full of methane. Methane is one carbon atom bonded to 4 hydrogen atoms. As you fall, the pressure and heat around that methane become monstrous, and that pressure does something violent. It rips the methane molecules apart. The hydrogen is torn away, and the carbon is left naked and squeezed. And carbon, crushed hard enough and hot enough, has only one thing it can become. It crystallizes into diamond. And not small ones necessarily. Some models suggest these diamonds could grow large as they fall, gathering more carbon on the long way down until they sink into the deep interior as a slow, glittering hail, heavier than anything in Earth's sky. So all through this layer, freed carbon is being compressed into solid diamonds that then fall, like hail, sinking through thousands of kilometers of hot fluid beneath you. And now the obvious question, why here and not on Earth? Earth has carbon. Earth has heat. Because Earth doesn't have the crush. Making a diamond needs pressure so extreme that on Earth it only exists 150 kilometers down in a thin shell of the mantle, and it takes the planet billions of years to make one. Neptune's interior is that kind of pressure and worse, sustained across thousands of kilometers of its depth continuously. It isn't a rare event here, it's just weather. On Earth, diamonds are the rarest thing we dig for. On Neptune, they are falling rain. Same element, same physics. The only difference is how hard the planet squeezes. You keep falling, and you are waiting to hit something solid. You never will. There is no surface on Neptune, no line where atmosphere ends and ground begins. The gas you're falling through just gets thicker and hotter and denser, so gradually that there is never a moment of impact. You don't land, you're slowly absorbed. Think about what that means. On Earth, falling ends. There is always a ground, a floor, a bottom, some final surface that stops you. Neptune removes even that. The falling just continues until the planet closes around you and you become part of it. And below the diamond rain, the water itself has stopped being water. This is the part physics had to invent a new word for. Deep in Neptune, water is crushed into a state that is neither solid nor liquid nor gas. It's called superionic. The oxygen atoms lock into a solid, rigid, frozen lattice, but the hydrogen, torn loose, streams through that solid like a liquid, carrying electric current. It is a solid and a liquid at the same time, in the same place. A frozen structure with a river of charge flowing through it. We can only make it for a fraction of a second, in a lab, using one of the most powerful lasers on Earth. Neptune has oceans of it. Let that land. The most advanced labs on our planet can create this substance for less time than a camera flash, at enormous cost, as a fleeting scientific event. And it is simply the ordinary state of the water in most of a world. And that impossible ocean is almost certainly the answer to yet another Neptune mystery. Neptune's magnetic field is broken in a way no textbook planets should be. It's tilted nearly sideways, and its offset not centered on the planet at all. A normal magnetic field is generated in the core. Neptune seems to be generated in that superionic layer instead, a shell of half-frozen electric water wrapped around the planet. So the field doesn't sit still. It tumbles as the planet turns, lurching around with every rotation. A compass here wouldn't point north. It would swing wildly, hunting for a pole that keeps moving. So take stock of where you are, if you somehow survived the fall. Above you, supersonic wind powered by a furnace we can't explain. Around you, diamonds falling as rain. Below you, an ocean that is solid and liquid at once, generating a magnetic field that lurches through space. And every part of this is wrapped in a distance so vast that the fastest signal you could send would take over 4 hours to reach anyone who might care. There is no rescue here. There was never going to be. You are further from help than any human being has ever been or likely ever will be. Which raises a real question, and I don't think it has a clean answer. One view we have to go, a place this strange with physics this far beyond anything on Earth, is exactly what exploration is for. There are answers out there we cannot get any other way. The other view, some of the universe, is simply not for us. Neptune took our one visiting probe, taught us almost nothing in a single day, and swallowed the rest. Maybe the honest response to a place that indifferent is to leave it alone. So which is it? Do we throw decades and fortunes at reaching a world that gives nothing back, or do we accept that some doors were never meant to open? Tell me where you land in the comments. Because Neptune doesn't care either way. It has rained diamonds into its own darkness for 4.5 billion years, with no one watching, and it will keep doing it long after the last person who read this has stopped looking up. You were falling into Neptune. You still are, and there was never going to be any ground to catch you. If you made it this far, you are exactly the kind of person this channel is for. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.